If you're going through a divorce and the house is involved, this number can shape your financial future for years, often without you even realizing it. Before anyone asks you to decide whether to keep the house, sell it, or negotiate a buyout, it's important you understand how equity is actually calculated and why small mistakes here can create big problems later. Today I'm going to walk you through this step by step in plain language so you can move forward with clarity instead of confusion. If you've been here before, welcome back. And if this is the first time we're meeting, thank you for being here. If you're navigating a divorce and the house is part of the conversation, you're in the right place. One of the very first questions people ask is, how do I calculate the equity in the marital home during my divorce? I want to start by gently reassuring you, this does not need to be complicated, and you don't have to understand everything all at once. I'm Tami, I'm a divorce mortgage specialist, and I've spent over 30 years in the mortgage industry. What that means is I'm a lender who specializes in divorce situations. I understand how family law decisions like settlement agreements, support, and asset division really intersect with real mortgage guidelines. Divorce has its own set of financial nuances, and not every lender understands how to align what's being negotiated in a divorce with what will actually work when it comes time to qualify for, keep, or refinance a home. That's where I focus my work. And for many of the people I help, the house is the largest asset that they'll ever divide. Getting this number right matters because it impacts almost every decision that follows. So let's slow this down and walk through it together. At its simplest, equity is the difference between what the home is worth and what is owed on it. That's it. There's no divorce-specific formula, no hidden math, just subtraction. You take the market value of the home, you subtract everything that's owed on the home, and what's left is the equity. The first step is determining the value of the home. This is where people often start to disagree. You may believe the house is worth one amount, your spouse may believe it's worth another, and Zillow may say something entirely different. For divorce purposes, the value usually comes from a professional appraisal, a comparative market analysis from a real estate agent, or a number both people can agree on. The goal here is not to inflate or minimize the value. It's accuracy, that's the goal, because this number becomes the foundation for every housing decision moving forward. The second step is identifying everything that's owed. This includes the primary mortgage, any second mortgage, and any home equity line of credit or home equity loan. If it's secured by the home, it comes out of the equity. Now I want to pause here for an important clarification because this catches a lot of people off guard. Some homes have solar loans that were taken out separately from the mortgage. Not all solar loans are liens on the home. Some are personal loans tied to the system, not the title. But even if a solar loan is not technically secured by the house, it still needs to be considered when you're thinking about true equity. Why? Because if one spouse is keeping the house, they're often keeping that payment too. So while it may not reduce equity in the same way legally, it absolutely affects equity practically when you're deciding what's fair and sustainable. This is where informed conversations really matter. Now let's do the math. Let's say the house is worth $500,000. The mortgage balance is $300,000. That means there's $200,000 in equity. That $200,000 is what is typically being negotiated in divorce, not the house itself. This is one of the most important mindset shifts you can make. Divorce is not about who wins the house. It's about the equity value and how it's divided, offset, or structured in a way that allows both people to move forward. One person may keep the house and buy the other out, Equity may be offset with other assets, or the home may be sold and the proceeds divided later. But every one of those options starts with this number. And here's why accuracy matters so much. When equity is calculated incorrectly, someone may agree to a buyout they can't afford. Someone may walk away from money they didn't realize existed, or a settlement may unintentionally create mortgage or lending problems later. I want to leave you with a gentle reminder. Understanding equity does not mean you have to make a decision or decide anything today. This number is information. Information creates options, options creates calm, and calm leads to a better decision, especially when children are involved. If the house is part of your divorce and you're trying to understand what comes next, I offer free clarity calls to help you think through these decisions before anything is finalized. You're going to find that link below. And if this channel is helpful, I'd love it if you'd subscribe. Each video answers one clear question, so you don't have to figure this all out at once. You deserve clarity as you move forward into what comes next. Thank you so much for watching. See you on the next one.